So recently I received a lot of questions around the MBA criterias and the entry requirements for the global MBA programs, work experience, bachelor's degree, letter of recommendations, etc. So I've decided to just make a video only based what are the entry requirements for the global MBA programs. So hi everyone, my name is Rohit Jha and I have a corporate experience of around 13 years and now I run my own career advisory firm. So through these videos I share my experiences on a lot of global MBA, MIMMS programs, a lot of career opportunities and interview skills. So that's the reason you should subscribe to our channel, and more importantly, please do press the bell icon button so that you will be notified. So talking about this video, as I mentioned, I'm only going to focus on the entry requirements, and I have already made a lot of videos on separate topics of these entry requirements, which I'll tell you during the video, as well as I'll add those links in the description so you can go and check out the links. So let's talk about the entry requirements, and the first criteria is the bachelor's degree. So there are a lot of questions, what's the bachelor degree, 3-year or the 4-year, 15-year education or 16-year education, what is required? So for most of the global MBA programs, you only need a bachelor's degree, and in Indian education system also, even with a 3-year bachelor degree is more than enough for almost all the global MBA programs. In some cases, they might ask you for a 16-year education, but that is again very much university specific, but as I said, in most of the cases you won't need that. So the idea is you should have fulfilled the number of credits, as well as it should be accredited with the right associations in India, just like NAAC in India. So that's the only criteria which they have for the global MBA programs. Yes, but there are some courses for the MBA programs as well. Some are short term or the fast track MBA programs offered by Cornell. So they have a 1-year program. In that, they might ask you for a master degree as well, because they are not going to teach you the basics. They are going to teach you on a very fast track basis. So they want you to have some basic skills before the course. So that's why the criteria change for such programs, but such programs are targeted for different individuals, and these regular MBA programs, they are targeted for different individuals. So again, first you need to see which program you are targeting. For your global MBA, it's 3-year degree is completely fine for most of the schools. Again, as to exceptions are there for these fast track 1-year MBA programs. Now talking about the next criteria, which is work experience. So there are a lot of questions around work experience as well. Now let me tell you, the minimum criteria for all the global MBA programs is 2 years of work experience you would require. Now 2 years is the minimum requirement, but you need to have but the average, if you see across the globe, in US it's around 4 to 5 years, in APAC or in EU region is it's more, it's even 6 to 7 years for some of the schools. So that's the criteria for work experience. Now the question comes around that schools such as Stanford, and there are a lot of other schools, even the Rotman in Canada, they mention that we do not need any work experience to apply for the regular MBA programs. Now definitely they encourage fresh talent, but the chances are very rare until unless you have an exceptional profile throughout your school college life, or a great GMAT score. Then you can definitely go ahead and apply without an experience. But let me tell you from my own experience, the chances are very minimal, less than 1%. So most of the time, all the people in the batch, they have a work experience. Even if they write, they do not need any work experience. So that's one of the questions which I received recently. So this is about the work experience part. Now let's talk about the GMAT. So a valid GMAT or a GRE score is required. In the last 5 years, you should have given the exam, and of course the average, it depends on which school you are applying for. So I have a separate video on GMAT as well. Now there's a lot of confusion whether I should give GMAT or I should give GRE. Now if you are applying to an MBA program, preferably give GMAT, but obviously it's not written anywhere, or it's again based on experience and assumptions, which you see all over the internet. A lot of MBA consultants or everyone will see. But even if you are very comfortable in GRE and you think that you can score better in GRE, then you can go ahead for GRE as well. There's no problem at all. Your overall profile plus your score will help you to get an admit, not just based on GMAT or GRE. But again, it's your preference whether you go for GMAT or GRE, both are completely fine. So that's about the exam. Now after that you need to have a professional resume. So there is no doubt almost all the schools will provide you a basic format. There's a one-page format which is available on almost all the websites, so you can just see the format. But the idea is do not focus on the format. It should be achievement based CV. So you should always highlight on the achievements that you have overall accomplished in the last couple of years, or the number of years of your work, or college life, or in the past. So that's one of the criterias. Now after the professional resume, you need to give a couple of admission essays. So I have a separate video on admission essays. Generally 2 to 3 essays is the average that you need to write, but some schools they might ask you to write 5 essays or 6 essays as well, and including a scholarship essay as well, which can be an optional essay. So there is a separate video how to write those essays and what are the components of those essays. I'll put the link in the description. Now another important element is the English language test. That's also a lot of people are confused. So obviously overall the standard procedure is you need to have the English language test, TOEFL or IELTS, whatever you are comfortable. Say for MBA program, generally IELTS requirement is 7, and at par in TOEFL as well, around 109. But in few cases, and in fact a lot of universities, they might waive off this condition if your education background, in your education background, the medium of instruction was English, and you can get this letter or certified by your college or university. Then in some cases it gets waived off, so that you have to talk to the university. So not all universities will waive off this, but yes, some of them can waive, and there are a lot of regions where this is possible. So you can always take a chance on this particular area. Now apart from this, you need to have 2 letters of recommendations, and now all the questions regarding the letter of recommendations, I have made a separate video on that. From whom you should take, what should you write, what is a good letter of recommendation, everything is mentioned in that. So 2 letters of recommendations you would require for all the global MBA programs. Next in the assessment criteria, which is being very popular these days, is the video interview. So in the video interview, what happens is you will have a preset questions, and it's for around 15 to 20 minutes, and almost 90% of the questions you have to record, and then there might be a writing task as well through this process. So everything is being recorded, and when you record your response, then you submit it, and then based on this the video interview, as well as your application essays, LORs and everything, they will decide whether to call you for an interview or not. So generally video interview is actually the part of the overall assessment. So take it very seriously. This is the most important part. These days schools are giving a very high weightage on video interviews for almost all the schools. So after that, if you get an interview call, that's the last step. And I made another video again on how to handle the interviews, what are the components of interviews, so you can go and check out what type of questions they ask, and that's the last step for your process. And after that, if you get an admit, then within only 2 to 3 weeks they give you the response of your application. So that's it for this video. This video is only about the entry requirements, and if you have any questions or any specific concerns about your profile, you can always connect with us, and do like, share and comment, and feel free to write down your questions. We will make more videos based on your feedback. So in the meantime, do take care, and bye bye.